The big 550. I haven't done this for a while. I keep seeing these sorts of tournaments and go, yeah, this looks good, and then I'm like, no. We are in low stakes grind mode. We're doing this the hard way. We are building up. Whatever it takes. Lock myself in the office here until we are up 40,000 in 2 months. I'm going to fold top right. Guys, been pretty tight, over 375 hands. Ace 10's a bit of a nasty hand, but Ace King suited is pretty. Oh. Oh. And I'm legend in the big blind. Might defend a little bit wide, perhaps. It says he defends very tight, though. An exploitable amount. I kind of felt like he might defend there just because of his stack depth. You know, like, he's not so deep that there's huge negative implied odds. And so he might just want to, I wouldn't say gamble, but, you know, just try and hit something and get chips. And I just decided to check because of the board is quite bad, isn't it? So can't really see us losing here unless he has Queen 10 and has slow played. I think I will just make a small... you know what? I'll just go... yeah, I'm going to make a small bet. This is kind of a little bit like the situation before, but not. Yeah, I mean, before... The thing about this situation compared to before is he hasn't bet at any stage, and we look pretty weak. So, unless he's got the exact nuts, I can't see him really ever taking that line. And even then, he might try and bet small turn, get a little bit of value, or lead river. So, it really looks like he has... you know, we just have to hope that he puts us on like Ace Queen, Ace 10 that has to bet to win and can rep the king and calls down really light. Well, not light, but has also hit the king or 8, 16, 24. Or had some sort of pair that he decided rather than betting turn with, he was going to control with. Like if he somehow had like 5, 6 suited or something, I guess. It's kind of the same as the hand he had because we either have a king or nothing. We either have Ace King, King Queen or nothing, really. I have decided to 3-bet bottom right and then check. Try to induce a little bit of action. I think Cbetting is, unless we know this guy's going to float a lot, the stats say that he Cbets a heap, so that might mean he also stabs when check 2. So I've really tried to sort of cap our range and distort it and hope that he thinks we have, you know, like 10s or something that he can get us off. But, you know, he might not buy it once we check call flop. And, I mean, he could have us beat. So it's kind of a dual purpose bet where it also allows us to pot control. Yeah. And he did have the old 8-9, so we managed to squeeze a little bit of value there, which is good. Just got a few hands on the other tables too, guys. This top right hand's kind of really thrown me. I hate folding to the donk lead there, but it is. We do have another player behind as well, and with not much backdoor equity, so. Well. the 8-9 off, you know, that's I think that's probably the biggest leak that you see, and we've just seen it again in this hand here. Just bring it over. His players' bluffing ranges are just too wide, especially once they think there's a little bit of. I'm just gonna am I gonna shove? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna shove it. It's just a ridiculous shove. It's massive. But I think it's profitable because this guy just is stealing 50%, and we have pocket twos, so it is a little monster. And yeah, sorry guys, I was just going back to what I was saying about that interesting hand. I'm after some time off. I wouldn't say I'm struggling, but I'm just finding it a little bit hard to keep up with everything here. So yeah, this last hand is kind of amusing, I think. I had the Queen 5 suited and raised. Check it out. Check call flop, check turn. He bets river. I call. He's got the old 5 high. So I mean, yeah, I mean this is bluffing range there on the river is 100%. He's bluffing with 3-5, like just no blockers at all, nothing. Just have a little stab because we've checked. Pretty bad card for him to bet on too, river, because we're probably calling with any king, queen, or 9, and the only hand he might fold is if we got like ace 10 or ace jack. Or I guess miss clubs, but I probably would have c-bet with a flush draw. Yeah, so I mean that's just nasty. Nasty stuff. I might actually just pop this out, guys, and bring the 6 max in. I'll just leave it until we finish this hand. I'm going to check back, and probably that's a pretty bad card. I think he has an ace a lot here, actually, and just called with like ace 8, just thinking we're bluffing flop. But would he bet with it is the question. Has he got pocket 3s, pocket 6s, ace 3, ace 6? Has he got diamonds? 7, 8. We don't really beat much, do we? I mean, and when I say much, I mean like anything at all. I mean, unless he's floated with like jack 10, jack queen, out of position, or has like 7, 8 of diamonds. But it is a little bit strange that he's bet, you know, because he should be checking a lot of hands like, you know, king 10. If he had a 6 himself, I think he would check. Pocket 7s, I think he would check river. But, you know, these players can be a little bit random. So it's hard to say, but I think I'm just going to fold here. Yeah, I just wanted to bring this 6 max in, guys, because generally 6 max is just more action, and also because I need to focus on it a little bit more, so it's better to have it a bit more central. Because, yeah, the action's just hot and heavy. So I want to have it where I can just see it, not miss anything, not time out. I guess I'm playing, I wouldn't say tight, but I'm playing a little bit kind of carefully, I guess, early stage, just because the players play so bad. I hope to get some pots gift wrapped. I think with the spade in the overs I will bet here, and I'm probably going to barrel this guy's face off. He's on the button, he's probably called pretty wide. Pretty hard for him to call down if we barrel here. We keep our range uncapped. Sorry, there was a second guy there, wasn't there? what Drew Boy was in, right? And now it's pocket value. This is all too confusing. Okay. I guess he can have sets or a flush draw. He can just have an 8 and just say, hey, let's do this. Or 5-7, 5-6 and say, let's do it. I guess he can have nothing, but I don't know if a player is really going to just decide he's going to make a bet that size, given his stack size. It's a fair bit to commit. And we have raised an early position. And there was the 2 players in, wasn't there? So, failed Cbet. I think Cbetting's okay though. I guess it's kind of close three-way, but I mean with the overs and the backdoor flush, I think if you're not Cbetting there, you're probably not quite Cbetting aggressively enough. Is my general feeling, but I would need to do more analysis to say that confidently, but it's always fun to barrel though, isn't it? Just ask Shemion. Is it Ola? Ola Shemion? Wizzo Wiz. Used to play against him back in the day. Some crazy aggressive battles. Excellent metagame. Quite enjoyable. Not that this isn't enjoyable, but you know, this is a bit more kind of chilled. Not such sort of deep level thinking, really. Yeah, this is on the aggressive side, I would say. Get pretty good stack leverage. And this guy's been opening a bit. So I think we'll just put him to the test here. Got the ace blocker. And the flat caller. The cold call out of position. I guess we're going to have to check here just now that it's multi-way and this board's pretty scary. I'm feeling, well, I mean, I'm feeling quite scared, really. I don't know about you guys, but this board is like a horror movie. Turn is the icing on the cake. We could almost try and turn our hand into a bluff here, I guess. But I don't trust these guys not to call down with any spade. And not be trapping themselves. Can we ever be good? Can the initial opener have... Wow, it would have to be like 5s and 6s or something ridiculous. King 10. Calls the 3-bet cold without much stack left behind with the old King 10 off. The other annoying thing about that is that the initial opener can check what we 3-bet him with. Hoo-hoo, Acesup, 3-betting me with ace 7 off. Thanks for the information. And we are going to have to give this guy a little note. Ooh. If I get a chance to. Quite a bit of action going on here, guys. Sorry. And we're going to have to give him the... Oh, I don't know. I'm really torn between terrible and special. I'm really torn between the two here. Let me think about this. Ooh, This is an excellent situation now where we've checked back flop. Oh well, we've checked flop and now raising turn, so it looks kind of like we're full of it. Oh, and we get this. How does this guy call? What the hell does he have? King 10 is a double belly. 8-10 is the nuts. I just don't think we're not going with this hand. I mean, just the way these guys play might call us down with ace high. Well, probably not that wide, but you know, yeah. Coming back to the old note here, let's just say cold call, king 10 off, out of position. I'm trying to type and the microphone is kind of there, so it's just, I feel like I'm handicapped or something. Wow, interesting turn card, bottom right. Cold call, king 10 out of position. Cold call, 3-bet. Steel focus is tilting me viciously. How did we get there? How did we get there? Maybe a bit a little bit too big there, but cold 3-bet. Cold call. Oh my god, I'm dyslexic. Cold call 3-bet. Actually, typing the notes is actually one of the hardest parts of the game online, because keeps stealing 8-8. Triple 8 poker keeps stealing focus, and it's really quite tilting. If I see anyone from Full Tilt from Triple 8 poker that is responsible for gameplay, I will just fight. It's extremely tilting because I've checked do not steal focus, but it still does it. And I don't know what I'm thinking about here, because we 3-bet pre. This guy's been opening wide. He doesn't really fold to many. Well, I mean, we have a very small sample, so I'll just cancel my talking there. Take those words back. But yeah, I mean, he's just wide. Well, so far he's just loose. So decided to 3-bet and get a heads up with a semi-playable hand. It's pretty close, I guess. It can have queen 10 and stuff, and we can fold him out by the river, or a weak ace, or even a 9, I guess. But I'm just going to play this one a little bit safe, I guess. Now he goes for the Harry Potter. Harry Potter. On the river. What is he trying to tell us he has here? Ace 10? Can't really have King Jack, can he? I was just thinking if it's ever... I just like to think what they have, you know? It's just good for the mind. It's just good to be putting players on hands. Exercise your mind. I have no idea what he had. Ace 9 or slow playing and Ace 10? Someone help me out here. What did he have? We should be able to figure this out, right? Too many hands going on here. Ace 10, Queen 10, 9 10? If we pot with 9 10. He's got like King 10 and he just called for gutser and then turns it into a bluff. That'd be nice. Small hearts? I just don't know. I think I'm going to go with a very small 3-bet here. And obviously calling if he... Wow. I didn't expect that. I don't... just because he saw us 3-bet before with A7 off. So I just thought that he would be willing to play back with us with a little bit of a wider range. I think we opened his range up a little to the point where we can extend our value range. But this guy's just come along and he's been pretty loosey-goosey. He's come along from the small blind and now we're getting a very juicy price. So even though I think we're behind a lot, I don't think, well, now we can fold, but I don't think I would have been folding because, oh my word. Oh my lordy lordy. Houston, we have a problem. What is going on there? Pocket fours jams and then the king jack suited overcalls for like a gazillion BBs. That's huge. I mean, it's just, it confirms the color, doesn't it? The old special. Yes, sir. A little bit special. Yeah, I think that's, I think it's fair to give him the special there, just because, yeah, that was pretty grotesque. But hey, you know, $27, 6 max progressive super knockout. Super knockout meaning he gets a big chunk. A big chunk when you bust someone, 50%, you know, so he just sees that, you know, the possibility for that amount and goes for it. And, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, it can't really be that bad, you know, just because of the fact that he can bust the guy and get some cash. And if I get involved as well, I mean, he can get extra cash. And I guess that's part of the reason why the fours jammed as well. I guess I was a bit unfair when I saw the fours, given it is, we were short and it is a super knockout. It's not going to be that bad at all. It may even be borderline good. Quite aggressive, bottom right, just given the fact that this guy is a bit of an animal. From what we've seen, he's being a bit of an animal, so... Wow, bottom left. I think I'm gonna move. What am I gonna do? Oh, this is ugly. I'm gonna raise fold. This is ugly. This is ugly. They, again, because of the super knockout, I mean, we've just seen what they're capable of. I just think that folding is not good and jamming is not good. And wow. I think I'm going to bet call off here. And the thing is that, like, if he's got a 9, it's just bad luck. He shouldn't really have that many 4s in his range. I mean, I presume he's defending pretty loose, but, you know, I mean, he shouldn't have that many 4s in his range, and he wants the bounty. So he's probably going to jam us with any diamond sort of thing, you know. I'm just trying to remember what happened down here bottom right, guys. I just had one of my warping periods where I just completely forget where I am and what I'm doing. I don't think we can fold now, whatever, regardless of the action pre. Just in case he has ace king, ace queen, ace jack. I just trying to work out what this guy's doing top right, top left. It is just such a dry board to be check raising massive on, isn't it? I mean, he has just bumped this one right up. Would he really do it with a set? I mean, come on. I mean, surely not that sizing. So I think I'm just going to get it in and just pray. It's a little bit deep to be getting it in, and he could have ace king, I guess, some of the time, but wow, he has to have the set. Well done, buddy. And just owned us. Yeah, I mean, he's just made a ridiculous size raise, and I think ace king and king queen are probably the only hands that we're going to call with, so he's definitely better off calling and giving us a chance to barrel or pick up equity on the turn. And I think we're just kind of unlucky that we had one of the few hands that would call, call with, which would be aces, ace king, king queen, and sets. Which obviously kind of hard to have a set since he had one, but Yeah, I mean, they're the very few hands that would call, and everything else would just fold to that raise size. So he's definitely better off just, I think, calling, hoping that because we have a very wide range, hoping that we will stab turn as a double barrel, or somehow pick up equity, like have ace jack and turn a ace or jack, and either bet or pot control, and then pay him off on the river or something. But we just happen to have one of those top hands. But I think it is kind of look a bit silly, I guess, stacking off that deep. But at the same time, these guys, yeah, I mean, we've seen some of the stuff they're capable of, so it feels a bit bad stacking off that deep. But if we're not calling with king queen, I mean, basically we're never ever calling unless we happen to have ace king or aces or pocket kings, which is like such an unbalanced range to be c-betting and then just folding, unless we have those very few specific hands, considering how wide our range is going to be in that spot, and it's just ridiculously exploitable. So it's just kind of on the cusp, thinking though in terms of our opponent and what he's likely to have. It is pretty close, but I just feel that it's not quite ready to fold a hand that's that strong to that size raise. But he had the big tamale, so that's that. So yeah, nothing too really terrific to speak of right now, but still time to turn this session around. So I'll leave it there for now, and I'm probably going to take the next level, put a couple of tunes on, guys, and then pick up the action a bit later, and hopefully you'll see some big stacks. So I shall see you then. This has been Acesup for PokerNerve.com.